People will often say things that they know will be perceived as meaningful and important, such as, I care about you, or I believe in fairness and equality, or good job, I'm proud of you, or something like that, because they want to reap the benefits of being perceived that way. But the problem is, if that's the sole motive behind why you're saying what you're saying, then you don't mean it. And eventually, you will be discovered. They might take you seriously in the short term, but eventually, people won't trust you and they won't take you seriously because they know you're just saying things to have an effect and you don't actually mean it. And so that's why it's so important to mean what you say. And in my opinion, there are at least two principles you have to keep in mind in order to achieve that. And they are, first of all, you have to actually put thought into whatever you want to say before you say it and ask yourself, what does it mean to you? The amount of meaning that whatever you say carries is directly correlated to the amount of thought that you put into it. So if you want to say, for example, that you care about somebody, then you have to think about that first. What does that mean to you? If it were me, then that means that I prioritize their well-being. I put their needs before mine as much as I can. I take their side in times of adversity. I support them. I'm there for them, etc. And the second principle is that you do actually have to stay committed to whatever you say. Because if it's intended to carry any meaning, then the implication is that it's a representation of who you are and not just how you feel at that moment. Because feelings and emotions are volatile. They change all the time. But there should be some relative consistency with who you are. And that doesn't mean that all change is bad or unhealthy. It just means that if you're going to change to any degree, then there needs to be a very good reason for why. Because if it's very easy for you to change your mind entirely overnight and you just become a completely unrecognizable person, then whatever you say isn't going to carry any meaning because it can't be trusted, it's unpredictable, it's inconsistent. So, for example, if you say that you care about somebody today, and then tomorrow your actions prove the exact opposite and they just contradict that original statement, then the fact that you said that the other day shows that you'll just say things to have an effect and you don't actually mean them because they turn out not to be true eventually and they only last for small, finite, temporary periods of time. So don't go around saying important things that you know will be perceived as meaningful if you yourself don't mean them, because that's how people are eventually going to come to not trust you and not take you seriously. So instead, mean what you say, and the way to do that is by incorporating the principles that we talked about in this video at a minimum, and they are, put some thought into it before you say it, and if you realize you're not going to mean it, then just don't say it at all, or work on that. And the second principle is stay committed to it if you do say it as best you can, and if you're going to change your mind, change your course, then you've got to have a good reason for that. So if this helps, and I'll see you next time.